don't know. What
There's
is
a
it?
big difference.
I said Seinfeld the other day.
Seinfeld.
He was like, Seinfeld. And I was like,
Seinfeld?
Yeah,
You said
right.
field?
How do you pronounce
I
it?
didn't even.
Seinfeld.
And that is correct. That is the correct
Seinfeld.
Yes. But
Is his first name
Jerry.
Is that right? Or
Yeah.
is it
You
Jerry?
know my wife.
Jerry or Jerry?
How about
Jerry
Italian?
Seinfeld?
Gerard.
Jerry.
What's that Key and Peele where he goes on? It's the substitute teacher.
Mr. O'Shag Hennessy.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Ron.
Hey, Ron.
Hey, Ron.
Do y'all know real story? My wife calls Italian food Italian.
I've heard that before.
Okay, yeah.
I
Italian.
thought,
That's-
why the long I?
Is she from Alabama?
I thought she was from Kentucky.
Italian.
but
I have several friends in Alabama that say Italian.
I now think she's a communist.
I like
or
that
something.
Italian.
All right, we're going there. We're going there
Italian.
now.
Well, she's an infiltrator or
Italian,
something.
Italian.
This is
Look at
not.
how
Is this?
Italian. We're all
Italian,
Italian.
you Italian.
Is
This
this part
is
of
allowed.
it?
Italian.
This
Nah,
is
we in there.
part of it,
We
too?
in here. Yeah, we swimming now.
Yeah, we going down there.
Yeah, we're
going
here.
down that road again. Man. So,
No, we're good.
Yeah.
We had a little mix up, and we were talking. We went down a big time wormhole of things that we probably shouldn't discuss on air. So we had to do. This is actually take two.
Take two.
We'll have to have like a Mercer after hours segment or whatever.
Yeah,
But then
That
that's
could get
still
scary.
scary.
Oh, man,
That would
yeah.
get scary too, man.
Yes,
yeah,
it
let's
would.
just- yeah.
That could go down the elaborate rabbit
All I
hole.
want to remember when I didn't want to do this.
Yeah.
Yes.
All I want to do is this.
This podcast.
It's
on
the
this.
I'm
best
so
thing.
excited for like the last week.
There's
I'm
a
fired
new,
up. I'm ready to go today.
There's
Yep.
a new Netflix show where two sisters are podcast. It's a hilarious show. Adrian Brody is in it.
Oh,
And it's
wow.
kind of
I
like
like
a
him.
love story deal, but the two sisters are
Oh.
podcasters. So I had to watch it. My wife made me watch it, but it got me hyped up about doing podcasts again.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like,
Awesome.
yeah, man.
Good.
Awesome.
I like the podcast. At first, I was a little skeptical. I didn't know how it would roll.
Yeah.
But sometimes we go off script, and I think it's cool that we do it
So,
that way.
For the
So,
record,
yeah.
I was a hater of all podcasting. And, I listen to a podcast now on my way home.
Which one?
KSR.
KSR.
Sorry. Kentucky Sports Radio.
Are you
Oh,
all
okay.
Joe Rogan-ites?
It depends on who
I
he's
watch,
got on.
I watch
Depends on-
clips on YouTube now.
Yeah.
I've progressed that far, but I can't do
Rogan's good.
2 hours.
No,
Of-
it's a lot.
of
I hear him
that.
on Sirius Radio every now and
Some
then.
of his
So.
guests are
yeah.
crazy, too.
Yeah.
They're nuts.
And they'll talk about anything,
Yeah.
which
That's what I
seems
like
really
about
fun. I like
Remember
to-
Dave Chappelle, the Joe Rogan? You'll never seen
Yes.
that when he did
Oh.
the.
the Fear Factor.
Yeah.
Joe
Oh.
Rogan.
In my line, we'll leave that one there.
Yeah.
We won't go any further than that, man. Well, no, okay. Let's get this thing started.
All right.
Yeah.
We should kick off with the safety message.
Be cautious, be careful, be cautious, be careful inside and outside. Pay attention.
Safety message.
What we
I
got,
did not
man?
prepare one,
That's why we got
but
the boss man over
I'll
here.
tell you what,
Everybody's
it's
looking at me.
it's cold as all get out outside.
Yes, it
Probably
is.
ought to start thinking about winter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Know your chain laws.
Yep.
They can be kind of confusing. You don't have to use them, but some states you have to have them,
Yeah.
whether
Very good.
they're on or
Chain laws
whether
are
they're off.
already in effect.
Yeah, so probably,
in a
if you're
couple
not familiar
areas.
with the areas you run and what the laws are, you might want to brush up on that.
Good
I
point.
also say that it's
Overdrive's got a pretty good resource. Overdrive Online
Do they?
from Randall Riley Company. Some of our friends down in Alabama, but they usually have a pretty good article this time of year about chain laws.
Know
So
your
just kinda go
laws, know
over
your
that.
regulations.
Yeah.
Do
Yep.
your 16. Do your inspections. Your
16-point
pre-trips.
inspections.
Yep.
It's always harder to do when it's freezing cold outside, but all that's so important.
And if you're going out to the mountains and you're running into weather, just slow down.
I got one
Slow
for you
down.
too.
Take your time.
I was writing the blogs for the website, and one thing that I came across for winter is tarping. Tarping
Yes.
is like always important, but it
Yes.
gets grueling in the wintertime. So make sure you're dressing warm. Make sure that you got all your equipment good and ready to go. Make sure you got some non-slip shoes while you're out there. So
Oh, and drink a lot of water. We talk about that all the time in the summer.
right,
But
yeah.
man, you get dehydrated in the winter too, especially if you're wearing a bunch of layers and you're out there getting warmed up,
Yep.
tarping, untarping, loading,
Yeah.
unloading.
I like how we didn't have a safety message. We came up with like 15.
Right.
I mean, this
Just
is true.
drinking water.
Hey, but props, seriously though, when you mentioned about flatbed, when Roderick was talking about that and tarping and everything, I've sat in some of the flatbed classes over the past few weeks, and I can tell you right now, man, these guys, it's not the easiest job in the world
No.
to sit out there in the
No.
winter
No.
and it's snowing or it's
It's
raining and you got to
It's
sit
never
out
the
there
easiest job.
and put a 6 foot or 8 foot tarp on the load, make sure everything's strapped secure and
Man,
stuff. It is. I
it's
commend guys
hard.
for doing it. It's rough, man.
Forget
Yeah, it's
about
hard.
tarping a load. It is hard to lay a tarp out and roll it up.
Yes.
Right.
It's hard work.
Yes, it is.
Especially
It's
when
hard
it's
work.
icy and those things, they're not super pliable to begin with.
Yeah.
You know,
When I
it's like a new
started-
pair of Carhartts.
When I started here,
Right.
we had to tarp a Challenger lift load back in that was 12 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But we had a team of people throwing 8 foot tarps, and it was still difficult.
It's-
We had
It's
there's probably
rough,
4 of
man.
us.
Yeah.
It's rough. I commend you guys for doing it. And it's a science to it, too, man. Some of the guys, they got it down packed, man. They know how to do it quick.
Yep.
And then there's other ones, like myself, you got to learn. You got to learn. And I
It's like
respect
if-
everybody
if
who does
if
it.
you
Yeah.
sat and watched me and Amber wrap Christmas presents.
I was going there with the Christmas presents. I was just going there. I'm
Like-
terrible at it.
I basically I put something in the center of a big giant square of
Yeah.
paper,
Yeah.
and then wad it up in a ball, and then like wrap some tape around it.
We know what kind of trucker you would be.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, right.
Amber, it looks like the box was made with paper on it.
Yeah.
Like they just
Yeah, Tina does the
glued it
same
on
thing.
at the
She
factory
can
or
do it. It
something.
looks, all the edges are nice. I like to use different paper because I don't like to waste anything. So
Oh,
it's
so
like
you
a
patch it
collage.
Anthony,
Yeah.
Anthony's
I
presents
patch-
are
so
like
cheap.
Picasso paintings.
Yeah. I'm very cheap about it, but it's a work of art when you can get 8 different scraps, the paper
This holiday
scraps, and
mosaic.
create a beauty. Yeah,
You
yeah.
got McDonald's papers in
Exactly.
there.
Whatever papers around. I got
Fast
paper towels.
Is that
you
a
know.
stained glass window? What am I looking at?
Anthony, have you ever wrapped somebody's present in the comic section from the Sunday paper?
I have.
My
Yes.
dad used
If
to
it's
do
a
that.
glass, if it's like something that is glass, absolutely gets the newspaper
Yeah.
in there. It has to. It has to be
But
a
like
part
a
of it.
present.
Yeah.
Like-
I mean, I put it in a box, but it's wrapped up in newspaper though. I mean, and then it goes in a box, and then I wrap it. See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
the
no,
whole-
I'm
the whole
asking if
thing.
you've actually wrapped
Wrapped it.
the box.
In
present
newspaper.
in
No,
newspaper
no, I haven't went that
to
route.
not by wrapping
No,
paper.
I'm not that bad. No,
Okay.
I can find something
I've done
else.
that.
Yeah. Now
I've
that's
done
bad.
that.
That's
Usually,
bad.
I went through
That's
a
bad.
couple years.
I do it for
stretch.
like, somebody's kid.
Yeah, I could do that. I've given plastic bags for somebody's kid where I'm just like,
Right.
here's your stuff.
Yeah.
I went through we went through a stretch where everything was in a bag, just because we didn't want to wrap anything. Everything was in a bag. There was some weird shaped bags,
Yeah.
but everything was in a bag.
Hey, props to the 7 people that are probably still watching.
Nah,
this too.
everybody's watching,
I'm
man.
loving it, man. I love you guys.
They
Love you
love
guys. Yeah. What we got, B? What we got today?
So the last time we did this, which we're getting better,
Yes,
I
we're
think
getting
so.
better.
Yeah.
I'm not getting better.
But
I did
we-
not do
think
my
so.
homework.
you didn't do your
Not-
homework.
not a lick
That's
of it.
okay.
We're
You
going
know
to
what?
walk you through it.
You're ready.
We're
We
gonna
gonna
do
walk
it.
ready,
you through
man.
this.
I am ready for this.
Oh,
Yeah,
wait.
yeah,
I
we
can't
walk
wait
you
to
through
talk
it.
about it.
You know what I just remembered? When we were talking about this last time, he's never seen
I've never
a movie.
seen one.
That's right. That's right. He
Tyler
has, just don't remember
Tyler
it.
has only seen television shows.
No, I've never seen
That
a
his
trucking
wife
scene.
tells him to
Never
watch.
I
seen a
can't
movie.
think of a movie where there was a trucking scene. Not
That
one.
is-
You-
that
we're
is
gonna remind you.
insane.
Not one.
Not one.
Not
No.
All right.
Every
good.
Transformers
Great.
movie.
That's what I was
has
about
a-
to say. The greatest truck
Well,
of all
that's a
time.
transformer. We're
Okay.
I can't say it's
Okay.
trucking.
All right.
Let's go.
So, Terminator?
Nope.
Never seen Terminator.
Not even T2?
I have seen Terminator.
T2?
Don't remember it being a
Gracious, what'd
truck.
you do when you was a kid,
I don't
man?
remember it being a truck in the movie.
Would
All
you
right.
just iron
That- I
clothes
could
and
do-
just
I could
wear
do
nice
songs.
outfits?
I just lift weights.
Yeah, just lift weights
I
and,
could-
and just fold clothes. I mean, what are we doing here, man?
Honestly, I think I black out during movies, and I'm thinking I've never thought about a trucking scene in a movie.
Yeah.
Songs I got that licked.
Can we agree though? Okay, before we go into this, so for everybody who's watching, if y'all remember from the last podcast, we were going to come up with the greatest like truck show movies or the greatest truck show scenes.
Right.
But can we agree that?
Truck show?
Well, I'm sorry, not truck show. I go
Like
to
we're
so
at
many truck
Mid-America.
shows.
Right,
I'm
right.
sorry, I go to so many truck shows. Greatest truck movies, truck scenes,
in movies.
not truck shows. Sorry, but can we agree that Optimus Prime
It's
is
the best
is
truck
the
of all time.
best truck of all time?
The best truck of all time.
Yes.
Is
Before we
he
go
a
into the
truck?
movies,
Or is he just... I thought he was just a robot in disguise.
no, he was
I'm gonna
he
pull
was a
up
Peterbilt.
Roderick. Look at you. Shame. Look at you.
Good gracious.
Proud of that.
I know people are watching. I know people are like, what are they talking about?
Hang on.
I'm a
But
second
seriously,
Anthony's.
people
I'm a
that'll
second
watch this.
Anthony's opinion on that because actually my first scene that I was going to bring up is the 1985 version of Transformers, the
Yes,
cartoon
the
version.
cartoon.
So Optimus Prime, Megatron comes down to Earth to making a surprise attack on the
was a truck.
Autobots, and
He was Peterbilt.
Optimus Prime was not there, but he flew in and he came in to save the day. And this is when the song kicks on. The "You Got the Touch."
Yep, I remember the song.
And he's
Yep.
driving down,
didn't
and
know
he
that.
sees
I
a
remember
bunch of
this.
Decepticons, and he jumps out of his robot form as a semi truck, and fire jumps out of his belt buckle.
Roderick
and he
is
jumps
breaking it
over
down
and he
now.
shoots
Yeah,
him
he's breaking it
down.
down. Yeah.
And then the
Yeah.
sound effects are awesome. The animation is awesome. It's probably one of the best. It's probably the best 15 minutes of an animated action piece
If
ever.
you're the ages
I actually
between
wanna see that
what,
now.
You gotta
35
see it.
and,
It's
and
awesome.
60 when you were old enough, you're young enough and old enough to remember Transformers.
You're the ages 35.
35
you are
and
between
60.
1-year-old and 100.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying because in the 80s you would appreciate it more if you watched the shows that Roger just talking about with the cartoons. You realize that Optimus Prime is the greatest truck of all time.
Mm-hmm.
You can't name. I'm sorry. Give me another one. You can't do it.
The
And
mystery van's the greatest van of all time.
The only other thing I might
18
the maximum
van,
overdrive
brother.
truck with
18
the,
van.
with the goblin on the
So,
front.
don't steal my thunder. This is
Oh, I
one of
like
my
that
okay.
scenes.
All right. Well, what you got? Let's get to it then.
So my first, and we're doing two, right?
Yeah, everybody's gonna do
So
two.
Okay.
my first truck scene.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go deep dive for a second. There's two things that can happen here when you deep dive into trucking scenes.
Right.
Okay.
There's movies that have cool truck scenes in them,
Yes.
Yes.
and there are trucking movies.
Okay.
And these are two different animals
Okay.
I have
Yeah.
All
discovered.
right. What we got?
Trucking movies were very popular in the 70s,
Mm-hmm.
and they're trucking movies.
Yeah.
It's
And Tyler
beginning
doesn't
to
know
end,
any of
Not a
those.
clue.
all
I've
the
never
time,
seen any.
all the time, and like I've got a list of movies that you have to watch as trucking movies. But
Okay.
but for my first scene,
All right.
trucking scene, Maximum Overdrive.
Got you.
They've got the Happy Toys.
Okay, yeah.
I think is the name of it.
Mm.
It's like a toy store. So the trailer has like this. It's like a Toys R Us almost kind of thing going on with the trailer, and then he's got the big green goblin on the front of this truck.
Right.
Yep.
So in Maximum
What's it
Overdrive,
called?
Maximum Overdrive.
You can't be looking up stuff now. Okay, it's too
So-
late.
see,
It's too late. Man.
all these people are trapped in this truck stop, and all these trucks just start themselves.
Okay.
And led by this green goblin truck, and they just circle the truck stop.
It's a horror movie.
So it's a Stephen King
Really?
Wow. I've never.
Well,
I don't think I've
insane.
seen it. Yeah.
adapted to it. So you've got a Stephen King movie with these kick-ass trucks that are just like running themselves, trying to take over the world and kill people. And AC/DC
Oh.
Okay.
did the soundtrack.
Wow.
Really cool. You've got the classic rock thing going. You've got the big trucks, and you've got Stephen King. Just awesome scene.
Okay.
After a comet causes a radiation storm on Earth, machines come to life and turn against their makers. Sounds a good Stephen King movie.
One of Juan Carlos Exposito, is that his name? Is one of his first roles too. He's got like a
Y'all-
tiny
y'all really
role
broke
in
this down.
But,
Was it?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay.
Who?
the villain, the guy who teaches Walter White. Like I guess he brings him into the fold. He's in he's the black dude in Breaking Bad with the glasses, the older guy.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
that's
know
one
what
of
you're
his
talking
first
about. Yeah,
movies.
yeah. He's been in a lot of good movies.
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah, yeah.
A lot of
But
Spike
he's
Lee
in that
joints.
too.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can talk about Breaking Bad for hours.
Well, we're not going to talk about Breaking Bad.
Yeah,
okay?
it's not the
Don't try
assignment.
to deflect from the fact that you don't know any
He
truck
can do his
movies.
book
Okay.
reports, and they trying
No,
to talk
no, no.
about his family.
I loved Smokey and the Bandit, and I do remember that one. But
You've
that's-
never seen
that's
it. What do you mean? What are you talking
I
about?
love Smoking the Bandit.
Yeah.
I've seen Smoking the
You've
Bandit.
seen Smokey and the
Yes,
Bandit.
yes.
so that's on my trucking movie.
Yes.
Did you just watch this
List.
last
It's
night?
like
No,
Or-
no.
Okay. All right.
I didn't do my homework. I
All right,
told
what
you that.
What do you got, Starks?
Man, I think I told y'all this before. I'm excited about my pick. It's Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh yeah,
Okay? It's starring Kurt Russell.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys remember this or
Great
not or
movie.
whatever. It's
Look
like
it up.
1987 movie. Kurt Russell was a truck driver.
Good
He
action.
Goes into Chinatown, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah.
He's got a buddy that owes him some money. He ends up having to save his girlfriend. A lot of special effects, a lot of kung fu action, and then it's kind of like
and it's kind of funny.
It's
too.
funny too on top of that or
Yeah.
whatever. So if you haven't seen it, please check it out or whatever.
I like the
But
truck
what's
in
the
that. I
scene?
like the paint
the
job.
the
in that.
scene is a couple of scenes because he's a truck driver for one, and then there's a couple of fight scenes where he's in his big rig and he's pulling over to the side. Guys are running next to him. He actually runs over one of the main evil villains of the movie.
Yeah, the
who-
bad
yeah,
guy.
the bad guy is standing there.
Yeah.
And he's smiling at him.
Yeah,
and Kurt
he's all
Russell
like-
just full throttle just hits him, just runs right over him. But the scene, keep in mind, it was 1987, so the special effects, if you look at it now,
They're
is
not good.
pretty cheesy. But
Yeah,
I
they're
mean,
dated.
you can laugh at it. I think it was purposely meant to be, cheesy
Yeah,
like that.
and
So
it was kind of a cheesy movie.
it was a cheesy movie. I love
like
it
intentionally so.
intentionally. My son's 16. I had him watch it, and even he liked it. So
Really?
so that's saying
Oh,
something right there.
It's,
So
it's cool.
it's cool to rewatch.
If it held
yes.
up to a 16-year-old.
Yes.
Talk about an actor that has really kept his Kurt Russell's been
Kurt
in
Russell.
stuff
Kurt
forever.
Russell is
He
130 years old, and he is
Hey, he's
still
still-
going. He's still going. It's amazing. Amazing.
Tombstone. I
Yeah,
mean, he was in
great
a bunch of
actor.
movies.
Yeah,
Great
still
actor.
look good too.
I've never even heard of.
Never heard of Big Trouble in Little China.
Nope.
Really?
Gracious,
Wow.
It's an amazing movie.
What?
It's
Okay,
good.
what is your movie?
It's
And
fun.
you can't say Smokey
I
and the
don't have.
Bandit.
I told you I didn't do a.
You have nothing.
No
Nothing.
scenes.
You really have
No
nothing.
Zero.
No.
We have one
Don't
job.
Smokey and the Bandit
All right.
when
All
they're
right.
driving
All
through
right.
the desert.
Yeah,
on
but
the
that's
deal.
like that's like the Jordan of the movie. You know what I mean? Like you don't have anything
Well,
else
then
other than that.
Call it the goat.
Okay.
That is it.
Okay. All
All
right.
right.
Well, give us a scene
right,
from,
well,
from
I'll
Smokey
go.
and the Bandit that you liked. What was a good?
Anthony about to.
Wait,
Big Enos and Little Enos.
All of it. All of it. He loved
Can we
all of
play,
it. Yeah.
since it is the goat scene, are you able to play on the? No, is that copyright? Can you throw the
They
Smokey and the
depending on
Bandit scene
depending
when
on
they're
who it
going?
is and how long you want me to hold the clip.
Oh, well, we don't have to do it.
Because I thought about
Wasn't there
that.
a
Yeah.
cool song that was playing when they do that?
Eastbound and Down. Jerry Reed,
There you go.
who was also the truck driver in the movie.
Wow.
Really?
The Snowman.
Cool little Easter egg.
And
there.
Fred.
Y'all are full of fun facts.
I'm
Dog
not
Fred.
familiar.
Fred's the dog, I think. Basset Hound.
Well, I'll go again.
Why
I'll
don't
go
you
my,
play
with my
me on
second
these
one.
trucking
We
movies,
don't,
man.
we're really good.
So I've always been like a super huge fan of The Matrix. Like that's my trilogy.
Oh, okay.
And in the
Okay.
second one,
Twins.
there is a scene where
Yep.
Morpheus and Trinity rescue the Keymaker, and they've got to get him across town to go to a building, to a specific building, I think. And they're getting chased by these agents. And, of course, the big thing with the agents is that they can switch up to be anybody on anywhere in the Matrix.
Yeah.
So they're on the highway chase scene, and Morpheus always says, you're not supposed to go on the highway. And then you find out why. So there's a scene where he ends up he somehow or another ends up on top of a semi-truck. And he has a whole fight scene on top of the semi-truck. Samurai sword and everything. And at the end, and how the scene concludes, he's able to get the Keymaker on top of the truck with him, and there's two trucks and they're driving towards each other, and then they collide, and like the way that the trailers kind of ripple like
Yeah.
it's water, and then finally they explode, and then Neo comes in at the last minute and rescues them. They fly up into the sky. It's cartoonish, it's loony,
Okay.
but it is
Awesome.
incredible.
It sounds pretty cool, man.
I
Sounds pretty cool.
I second
Incredible.
that. I just tried to look it up, but
So he hasn't
I've
seen that either, by the way.
I,
Yeah.
I
So,
love the Matrix movies. I saw it. I just didn't remember the truck scene. It was really good.
Yeah,
scene.
that was awesome,
Okay.
dude.
Great fight scene.
Yeah.
good one, Roger. All right, B, what you got?
So I'm gonna go Terminator 2.
Okay.
Now I don't remember that. I've
So
seen that.
I don't
there's-
either, yeah.
There's one particular scene that everybody remembers.
Right.
Or I thought everybody remembered. These guys don't remember. But where the kid is riding his motorcycle, he's got like a 150 like dirt bike, and the bad Terminator is chasing him in the truck, and he goes down into this little spillway, and then the truck jumps off the bridge and comes down, hits the ground behind him, and is chasing him. But that is not the cool scene, and that's the one that
That's the one everybody remembers, though.
Towards the end, the bad guy Terminator steals the truck that's filled with liquid nitrogen.
Yeah.
And they're chasing Terminator, Sarah Connor, and John Connor all in the pickup truck. And Terminator Arnold
Yeah.
gets John to drive, and he slips out the side door of this pickup truck that the semi is ramming.
Yeah.
And he walks across the bed onto the fender of the semi with a machine gun onto the hood of this truck.
Okay.
And just unloads this machine gun.
I like it.
And, he's got the whole liquid metal thing going.
Yeah.
So it's just going through him.
Yeah.
But just eats him up. And, of course, he's just like,
Right.
we're okay.
We call Fowler.
we
there.
almost had John
we almost
No,
had
we
a
should've-
visitor.
John Fowler just walked by. I don't think he wanted to come in here with us. So
Nah.
he kind of looked like,
tried
nope,
to-
not gonna happen.
That-
We love you
He
anyway.
didn't want to be a
The
special guest today.
The spillway scene, I remember it now, but the main thing I remember about it
Because you
is
just
how,
looked it up.
well,
Though.
it reminded me
Okay,
how
okay.
wrecked up that truck got.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
they destroyed that truck, and then
Yes, they did a lot of bad things to that truck.
and it crashes into the bridge and everything, and then the spillway of them chasing. It's
And
wild.
that really stands because this is a big stunt.
Oh yeah,
It is.
But this other scene is amazing. Just when he goes just walking across these vehicles and onto the hood, and then
And it's all practical too. Like this is before a time of like CGI and stuff like that. Like this is
it was
all
a really
practical.
cool stunt. Whoever did that stunt,
yeah.
I'm sure Arnold did his own stunts.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Like
but
the
yeah,
big-
it'd
like
be
all
cool
the
if
big
he did
stars.
any of them.
It'd be
But the
Arnold.
stunt man was amazing.
Yeah.
It
was.
that did it.
Good stuff, man.
So yeah,
Cool.
I got that.
All right, I'm gonna go with my second one. I'm an '80s baby. What can I say, man? I'm gonna go Over the Top with Stervester Stallone. Okay, and if you guys don't know, Tyler,
me
that's
look
why
it
he's
up.
looking up now. He is he's a truck driver. He's competing in a arm wrestling championship, I believe.
the
That's in
top.
Vegas.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the goal is if he wins, you get a brand new truck. It's $100,000 truck or whatever. And so that's a big, especially in
Yeah.
'87. That
Which
was
in these
the grand.
days is like a '78 Freightliner.
Right,
Like-
right.
Yeah.
So
So
he
expensive.
goes through all kind of stuff. He's trying to, and his son, he's trying to get, I think, custody of his son and stuff or whatever. So it's a lot going on. But I say this though, there's a quote in the movie. All right. So this is how I do my research because you guys, I mean, we're supposed to do research, right? So anyway,
Why you look at Tyler when you say
because
that?
Tyler, he's just now doing his research. But in there, Stervester Stallone, he's talking to the guys or whatever, and he's trying to win this championship because he not only does he want to win this truck, he wants to win his son back. So it's a lot going on in this movie.
Oh yeah,
okay?
him and the son are not.
Him and his son are
friends.
not friends. So he tells the guy, he's like, tell you the truth, the truck is the most important thing for me. It doesn't matter if I become a champion or anything else. That's not the most important thing. The most important thing is that I need this damn truck. That was what it was. He banked the truck more than anything, even his son. He didn't mention his son anywhere in that quote. He was
No
like,
wonder
give me
they
this
weren't
truck.
close.
Yeah.
Give me this truck. Forget everything else. And the son's looking at him like,
The son's in the
okay.
background nodding his head.
His
Yeah,
son's like,
he
all right,
wants that
this
truck.
guy's nuts. I mean, you know.
The
so,
son's
yeah.
sitting inside the truck stop looking out the window, like sipping on a chocolate milk, and Stallone's out there like playing catch
Yeah,
with the
really.
truck, throwing a ball at the truck.
Hey, we need to lease that guy on, man. I mean,
Hey.
no.
Right.
It's a pretty cool truck. I just looked up the truck.
Did you
I
look up
like
the
it.
truck?
Yeah.
Well, it's $100,000 truck back then, man.
I get
mean, what
Brian.
expect?
Right.
For anybody that's listening, Brian did an arm motion like that.
Because it's arm
Did you see him working
I
out in the
see him
truck?
working out in the truck.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the only thing I took from that movie.
So that's
awesome.
mine. Big Trouble in Little China and Over the Top, man. If you haven't seen it, check it out. 2 80s movies.
Yeah.
You'll thank me
That
later.
was fun.
Now, some other time, there's this whole genre of trucking movies that was really big in like the 70s. And
Just straight up trucking movies.
Yeah, just straight up, like from beginning to end, it's trucking movie. But I found one called Steel Cowboy
Yeah.
that has a really cool scene. Like the whole thing's a trucking movie, but it's got James Brolin, who is Josh Brolin's dad.
That's what I was about to
Really?
say.
That's
Good gracious.
crazy.
Yeah.
in it. and a guy named Rip Torn.
Oh,
Was in a
Yep,
lot-
I know the name Rip
that was
Torn.
in
Yep,
a
yep.
lot character actor.
Yeah, yeah. He's
Hell
in
of
a
a
lot.
movie name too, man.
Yeah,
Rip
yeah.
Torn.
He's in
man.
a lot of
Like,
TV too. Yeah.
Yeah. His parents didn't like him. But they're both in it. And I watched this scene where this guy passes them going up a hill, and they're like, "Oh, let's get him!" And they hammer down, go left lane on them, and just smoke them, just blow them out. And then as soon as they do, Smokey catches them, pulls them over. So he gets them over on the side, and the other trucker that got beat goes by him and gives them the horn, like, "Ha ha, you got caught beating me."
Yeah.
And so the officer walks up to the side of the truck, and the guy leans out, and he's like, "Okay, I'd like to have 2 cheeseburgers, 2 fries, and I'm going to have a root beer. You want a root beer? Yeah, 2 root beers." And then, that's kind of the end of the scene. But
there you go.
I thought that
Trucking
was...
movies. I didn't know that genre
it was
existed.
the spirit
Oh, it's a
of
huge,
the
yeah.
the
Back in the day.
70s truck.
Yep.
Man, it was a
Wild West.
trucking was like this whole culture.
Get
And,
on the
you know,
CB
it's-
radio. You don't do it anymore. You just remember the guys with the CB talking or whatever, and on the road and
Did
stuff.
you guys
All the
know
movies.
that Chuck Norris was in a trucking movie called Breaker Breaker?
Actually,
I'm
I
not
did. I heard the
surprised.
movie. I think I've seen the
Wow.
movie. I just don't remember it.
Okay.
But yeah.
He
yeah.
looked like he was
Chuck
like
Norris.
20,
Yeah.
like super young.
Now, who's Chuck
Oh.
Norris? No, I'm just messing.
Man.
I was like, no,
Come on,
Tyler.
Did you know that Chuck Norris's tears cure cancer? Unfortunately, he's never cried.
Right. Did you know he doesn't do push-ups? He pushes the earth
Yeah.
down.
There you go.
I got
There you go.
Yep.
Cool.
That's a good one.
I like it. Good segment, man. I
Yeah,
think
man,
it
that
was,
was good.
I hope everybody enjoys it. I know sometimes we go off script or whatever, but we do that because we want to have fun.
This
We
whole
want to see what
thing
you
is on
guys think
script.
too. So
That's just
Yeah, we didn't even
Talking.
have a script today.
No, we didn't.
I was
No.
just
I
determined.
keep sitting down looking
that-
for a
that we
piece of
had to-
paper.
yeah.
No.
I do have something that I absolutely want to bring up before we get too much side.
I think I know what you're going to
Sidetrackedness.
bring up,
okay,
Michael
Michael.
Michael Dorsey.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And really, just everything that's
No.
happened in the
Yeah.
nation.
Yeah,
this-
man.
since we
Yeah.
filmed our
It's
last
been a lot.
podcast.
So we had some hurricane action.
Yep, big time.
And man, it got kind of ugly.
Yeah,
It
did.
I forgot the name of that hurricane, but one came up, and everybody remembers it when this thing goes. But the one that came up through the Gulf and it stalled over North Carolina there,
Yeah.
and dumped 32 some odd inches of rain in a day.
Good
and
gracious.
just
One day.
flooded the entire region.
Yeah. So we had a driver that was picking up a load at a pipe company
Yep.
over there, and
In
That-
Irwin,
it was-
Irwin, Tennessee.
Yeah.
yeah, all over the news.
Mhm.
This story. Apparently, a levee broke, and the water started rising really, really quickly. A lot of workers were lost, unfortunately. But we had an owner-operator that was there on site and stayed behind when people were abandoning ship,
Yeah.
and stayed behind and helped some people that surely were, they were in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They would have all perished.
And he saved some people. He helped some people get up on top of his trailer to stay afloat after the floods came. They were helping each other. He lost a few people
Yeah.
to the water, hung in there, got hit in the head with some debris,
yeah.
knocked off, rescued. But he helped save some lives that day.
Yep.
And TCA's recognized him as a highway angel.
Which is
There's
just
a good
awesome.
story.
Yep.
Overdrive Online printed again.
Yeah.
Overdrive comes up.
I thought about it earlier when you said Overdrive. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah. We didn't
Yeah.
Michael.
But I think I can remember in all the time I've been here, one other guy at Mercer getting a Highway Angel Award. It's kind of
Really?
a big deal.
I was
and,
huge.
Oh, it's huge. Yeah.
Man, this guy saved lives.
Yeah, he did.
Put himself at risk. lost his truck.
Yep.
You know, I imagine he's still working, trying to work all
He
of
is.
that
I
out.
talked to him on Monday, actually.
Yeah.
Yep. He's still working to get his truck taken care of and get it. You know, it's just right now he doesn't have a truck. Man.
Right.
It's rough. So
Yeah. So, you know, if you're a thoughts and prayers person, thoughts and prayers to Michael
Yes,
Dorsey and
absolutely.
his family. Great family guy, true hero, true highway angel.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I don't even like saying that we're proud to have him at Mercer because I don't want to make it like we're Mercer and we got this is an amazing human being.
Yeah, it's a great story, and especially
and just proud to just even be associated
know
with him.
and know the background of the story.
Yeah.
I didn't know, when the water started rising, I didn't know that there was kind of stages to this thing. First, he was in the cab of his truck with a lady that he was trying to help, and the truck got overturned, and a bunch of people climbed on the pipe on the back of the trailer, and that finally broke loose, and they drifted in the water on the pipe for a while. But this being an election year, and everything that's going on, how polarizing society is right now. It's unfortunate that it takes a tragic situation to bring out heroes like that and people that come together and just care for individuals. But this is a great example of that. He truly was a hero in that situation.
Yeah, he was.
And if you see the article, he doesn't consider himself a hero.
No.
I'm like,
No,
you
he
are a
doesn't.
hero, Michael. I mean, just so you know, man. I mean, I
He's a
appreciate his
Marine.
modesty on it,
He's
but
Marine.
yeah, definitely a
He
hero.
just
Yeah.
did what needed to be done.
Yeah.
And that's fantastic. But and to speak on the continued devastation that's just happening to the people in Florida, that's just so unfortunate. Thoughts and prayers to everybody out there dealing with the
I
hurricanes.
know a few
and
people
the
that are
stuff
there.
that's
Yep.
going on. I'm happy, and we could say we're proud that we're coming together as a company to show up for people and show out. Really.
Yep.
That's
and really, I
good
mean, the
thing.
best thing we can do as a trucking company is just keep America moving.
Keep it
try
moving.
to keep supplies going down. There's going to be a lot of rebuilding, and hopefully we can help out with that and help.
We got
help
some
move some stuff that way.
We've got some things working with customers that are going down to those areas.
Did some relief effort.
Yep.
That's good.
And that's it's real important to get everybody back on their feet and help where we can. It's a cool thing. It's almost like we're first responders on stuff like that. And
Yeah, trucking's a big part of relief, and then even after the initial relief efforts, there's going to be a lot of stuff that needs to be rebuilt.
Yeah.
And they're not. No offense, other industries, but they're not going to pull the stuff up on a train and bring it
Yeah,
in
that's
there
a
to
good point.
rebuild. It's
Yep.
all going to come in on
Right.
trucks. And
Everything moves through trucks, so.
It stinks that war and natural disasters are so good for our industry, but
yeah,
It's the reality, though.
it's great that we respond.
the
is what it is.
reality is that we're able to respond and help some people.
Can you imagine what it's going to cost to even get insurance in Florida? Homeowners insurance.
Well, some of them that they have flood insurance and they're not even honoring it
Yeah.
at this point. So it's just like, man, you get that stuff and then they're like, nope, can't help you. So they
Well, I
find some
read-
clause in it, and it's just like, good gracious,
It's
man.
like
what
your
I re-
backyard, man.
It's like my backyard.
Yeah,
You're
your
not
backyard
lying.
flooded bad.
My backyard floods all the time.
And,
yes,
and nobody cares.
nobody cares.
Fern
Nope.
Creek.
Fern Creek. That's why they
I
call it the
didn't think
creek.
Rising.
about that.
Yeah.
The people in North Carolina, I forgot. I read something how high it sits. It's in the mountains, even though it's in a valley. It's in the mountains. And I read something about the elevation up there of just how high it was above sea level, and the article I was reading attributed to the fact that the people that did get flooding in that area didn't have flood insurance. They
Yeah.
weren't- it was
That's
unexpected. It was a thing that just wouldn't happen.
It's rough, man.
So it's just these.
You'd think that'd
freak
just be
things
like a
that happens.
requirement, like where insurance
Some
companies.
some
would be
areas they
like,
do.
Additional insured or
Some areas they do.
certificate holder, where like if you don't have your flood insurance, they're notified or
Yes,
something.
but if you
lot of-
live in a floodplain, thing that is possible of flood, when you don't, you do not. It is not a requirement.
Yeah. And a lot of these insurance companies, they don't want to cover it. You know what I mean? Because they know when it does happen, it's gonna cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like, no, I'd rather just stay out of it. So
Well,
yep,
we just hope everybody that's
yes,
okay
Bless
and
you all.
rebuilding gets rebuilt and back on their feet.
yep,
It's a terrible thing to watch.
yeah, good stuff, man.
What else?
We're approaching the election. Market continues to be flat, but we're approaching the election. Trucking in election years is notoriously pretty
Yeah.
slow. Big
Right.
money doesn't spend in election years, so we're still kind of flat on that.
Yeah, probably going to be pretty slow fourth quarter.
Yeah. Waiting on peak season stuff to come out. We should get some news about UPS and,
Okay.
and FedEx here
That'd be
soon.
good news. Yeah.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
If you are listening and you're in the Mercertown Facebook group, there was no official email that went out or anything. I know there were some rumors, but they're still working on the bid packages and rates and all of that. And you should be hearing something soon. If
Yep.
you're interested, what does the guy
Reach
do?
out to their coordinator.
Reach out to
Yeah.
their coordinator.
There you go.
Make sure you start. We always say that. Make sure you're intentional about what you want to do, your wants and your needs and your dreams. And
Yeah.
if you want to haul it, you need to let people know. Period.
Yeah, and a couple of things to consider: is there good money in UPS packages? Yes. Do you know what you're doing for the next several weeks instead of looking for that next load? Yes. Is it for everybody? Absolutely not.
No.
You run almost exclusively at night.
Mhm.
Yeah.
On UPS, yeah.
And
And FedEx.
Yeah,
it's
it's true.
very scheduled. It's very time sensitive, and they want to know where their freight is all of the time. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
lot for
but
us
good
in
paying loads,
non-business.
though, and
It's a
especially
lot
in the
for
winter
drivers,
months, so-
but man, if you want to keep busy,
Yeah.
when trucking is not so busy necessarily, especially for flatbedders.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's
I
what
recommend it
I
all
put
the
out.
time,
I put
yeah.
out yesterday on the MRP about how many trucks have been idle for 5 days and 10 days, and
Saw that,
we
yeah.
continue to see that rise.
Like 400 something, I think. 100.
Yeah, well, yes.
Yeah.
So we continue to see that rise, and a lot of that is seasonality demand and
Yeah.
the building industry that kind of cops off. But it's so important to your business to remain fat through the winter months, especially if you're in that industry where the seasonality has these ebbs and flows to it. It's
Yeah.
very, very important to just keep it running.
That's a good point. And allow us to help you guys, too. I mean, Mercer has a lot of things that you can utilize as far as freight options, and talk to your coordinator, talk to the agents. You have the options of finding your own freight, obviously, and we encourage you to do so. But just use the resources that you have and that we have set up. And let's see if we can help you guys out, especially over the next couple of months. It's important that you have everybody working to help you succeed. So,
Man, you said that freight options deal, and we're seeing this more and more. This is almost cut off your nose to spite your face. We have customers, and more, especially in a down market, customers grade you and judge you based on your on-time percentage.
Yeah.
Can you pick up a load? Can you provide good service? And we always pride ourselves in that, being a high performer. But now we are seeing not only do you get graded, it directly from month to month affects the volume of tenders, loads that you get from customers. So if you fail on time percentage, they will literally not give you as much freight.
yeah.
Well, in a down market, what you see contractors doing is people kind of schedule themselves tight. They try to schedule because you got to keep running, and you want that next load, and you know that
double,
it's
triple booking.
yeah, and you know
got
that
loads.
it might be out of reach. It might be just a little bit out of reach. It might be iffy on if I can get there on time or not. And you see guys really pressing to get that next load in or try to fit in something that they wouldn't normally fit in. Here's the problem with that. Sometimes we fail. I know we perform high, but sometimes we fail. And these contractors that are maybe cutting it a little too close, and we are late by 30 minutes on a load, well, then all of a sudden the loads decrease out of that plant, and it hurts the entire fleet when that happens.
Yeah.
All right.
So we've been on a war path, just a kind war path to urge people and plead with people to really be conscious of that and don't overbook yourself. Don't squeeze it in. We're going to be doing more check calls, just contacting and building relationships with contractors in order to try to mitigate that. We need to still perform high because it directly affects the amount of freight that we get.
Yep.
Right.
No, you're right. I mean, and there's freight. I mean, I know
Oh,
sometimes
yeah.
people are looking at it like, well, where's the freight? There's freight out there. There's available loads. It's just navigating Mercer's system, especially if you haven't been leased on for a long time. It's almost impossible to learn this within the first couple of months.
Mm-hmm.
And so, especially during the winter months, this is when you actually need to rely on us. Let us help you succeed. Don't be afraid to talk to your coordinator and go over freight. Don't be afraid to call the agents and ask them, hey, what's going on with this load and what's in this area and things of that nature. Let us help you out. And the ones who do that, they usually succeed better in the winter months, especially over the next couple of months. So just please take advantage of it.
Communication
Is the key.
No
Absolutely.
matter what business
Yep.
you're in. Communication and relationships.
Yeah. That's
We're
what we're
the
here
people
for.
business.
Yep. What
So-
other housekeeping stuff we got going on? Driver appreciation week's coming up. I'm going to have a grill out and a campfire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Okay, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Can't wait for
last
that.
Wednesday
Yes.
every month.
Last Wednesday every
Thursday.
month.
I thought, okay, yeah.
Or
So
You're
what
right.
is
You're
that?
right.
Like let's put a date on that.
Is it
Oh,
on
gosh.
Wednesdays? Or
It's
thought it was-
Wednesday or Thursday.
I thought it was
I hope it's
Thursday.
Thursday. Yeah,
Oh.
just because of.
Okay, so I'm not sure then.
Okay, we'll
right,
find
well.
that out. Yeah, we'll let you guys know.
I'm pretty sure Shelby already posted something
Yeah,
about
probably
it
so.
in house and for coordinators to let the drivers know, and we'll follow up, make sure something's out there on Facebook and the Facebook
Yeah.
group.
Off subject, real quick, man. Give my. You
What?
guys
Off
know
subject?
my. Well, nothing's on subject at this point.
No.
You guys know my wife Tina. So this morning I have a 3-year-old, and it was my day to take him to school this morning, and I failed miserably. We was not on time. We was not in sync. I was not ready. He was not ready. We didn't look good as a unit, and so my wife.
Sounds like the post game Kentucky football show.
It was pretty bad. It was we were in disarray. Him and I were in disarray. So my wife stepped in and was like, "I got it. Going to go to work or whatever. I know you got stuff going on
Oh,
this
good
morning."
for you,
so,
Tina.
Yep, appreciate you
This
on
is
that
a
one.
shout
boo.
out. He's in. So here's what
Yeah,
happened.
yeah.
He is for sure in the doghouse.
Yeah, I messed
right
up
now.
miserably. Yes, I had one job. I had one job.
He's
Yeah.
using this platform.
I am. I am. Because she watches it, so you know what I mean. Yeah.
So while
Tina,
while
you
we're
should
on
feel
this
so
subject,
sorry and sad for him.
great.
I love you. I love you.
I
Yes.
was
That was one of the most
watching the
pathetic
boy
things I've ever seen.
Okay.
have his way with you at
Yeah.
the picnic Saturday.
Yes, he does usually. Yes.
I cannot believe that this much love and energy comes from one human on this planet. First of all, he knows no strangers.
No, my
He
3-year-old will
hugged-
hug you in a
he
heartbeat.
hugged
Yes.
every person
Yeah.
he saw.
Well, I didn't see
But
him because I didn't
he's
get
a
a hug.
maniac.
I didn't get a hug.
And by that, I just mean like double high energy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Super high energy.
When did you all get to the company picnic? I saw when both of you guys stood
Yeah.
up. I was like, I didn't even know they were there.
Oh, I was there at like 10:30, 11.
I was
Ish.
not.
I did
Yeah.
not see
I
you
was.
all.
Mr. Fowler let me know because as
Really?
we arrived a little later than normal.
Oh yeah, John.
Yeah,
John will rub
yeah,
it
he
in.
was
Whoa,
like,
look at you,
Look at you
what
coming
doing
in
here."
late and then when I won something, he was like,
you did
"What are
come
you doing?"
In, you did come in like 30 seconds before.
But we
the
stayed.
prize
In
cut
fairness,
off.
Oh, really?
in fairness, we stayed. We were there till like 4:00.
There was
so
17
we stayed
million
afterwards.
people at Huber's.
Yeah, it was.
I know
crazy.
it was
Yeah.
packed.
And he,
I cannot believe that people drive from all over the region just to go sit on a blanket on the ground
Drink
at
sugar
Huber's and drink sugar wine.
It was a perfect day for it, though.
It
man.
was. It
and
was
listen
beautiful.
Weather
to
was beautiful.
Terrible
Terrible.
cover bands.
Yes.
The music was not that great, but
It was.
It was
so
music,
weather
though.
was
It was
the
music.
weather was
but
good.
what a good vibe.
Yeah.
what a good vibe.
It
They
was a
can
great vibe.
sure take
And-
$1 off a man.
They-
Yes,
are
they
good
can.
I spent
at
money.
that.
I spent
They're good
money.
at
I did not want to
And
do
I'm
that.
cheap, so yeah, I spent a
and
lot
I
of
So
spent
money.
Mercer's
too,
really
Yeah.
great to us, and they give us some free money.
Yeah.
No matter what,
For the
you get
company picnic.
$5 for the thing. The thing is, though, is that a jar of salsa is like $25.
I was getting ready to say.
dollars. And
Yeah.
so it's,
Hopefully
it's like,
inflation's
here's-
easing and
here-
Huber's won't charge so much for their salsa.
Well,
We'll see.
you know, they're it's a fun place to visit.
Right.
That's right.
There we go.
It's pretty good.
Good deal, man.
Good stuff, man.
I feel like we're losing traction now.
All right, we're at 45
What's
minutes.
happening? 45 minutes.
Okay, all right.
You want to ad lib some more?
We can
Or
wrap
you,
it up.
You want to wrap it up?
Good.
I just appreciate the people who are sticking around and watching this whole thing. I'd like to know, seriously,
They're gonna love this
who.
more.
Like,
It
please
doesn't-
comment. Comment, give us feedback. We want to hear what your favorite truck movies are. By the way,
If you watch this podcast, call Anthony and tell him that you watched the podcast.
He really
and,
wants to
and
know.
what
I'm
you
okay
like
with that.
and Don't like.
Please,
Yeah.
please call me. I'm fine with it. So
Otherwise, we're
love
just
to
going
hear
to keep
from
you.
doing it.
we'll keep doing it. And if it's
I'm-
something we're doing wrong, let
I'm
us
going
know.
to be honest. At this point, it's just about me. I
Someone-
just like
oh.
sitting down and talking to
talking.
you guys.
Yeah.
I like talking about trucking. I love talking about the industry. And
We need
it's
to get
just-
an actual contractor in here with us. Get a
Oh, that'd be
driver or
great.
something to sit in on one of
Yeah.
these.
you know,
and just,
and
and
Drew
just-
Pendragon.
We're gonna do that, Nick.
One
Let's
of our
do that.
leaders
Great.
over in the van department actually suggested that,
yeah,
and
I think it'd be cool.
Yeah.
We're trying to work out logistics for that
Yep.
because it's hard enough to get us three.
That's
really
true.
is.
It's a good point.
And
Good point.
Roderick
Yes.
hates all of us for our inconsistent because
Our
Roderick,
schedules are hectic. yeah.
Roderick would like leave his family at Thanksgiving
To
dinner
film a
I would,
podcast.
to come do a video,
Yeah.
a
Say that.
podcast, or photograph a Mercer event.
That's right.
Like he is 100% Mercer through and through.
My guy.
So we schedule it, and then Anthony gets busy doing something and can't make it. And then
I'm
Tyler
always
gets-
free.
You're never free.
You are
Never.
always
You
free.
cancel.
Always
My
free.
problem is
all
I'm
the time.
always stuck in meetings.
Yeah. Yes.
But you,
I know.
You cancel
Always
all
available.
the time. Yeah.
All
And
right.
then it'd be some weird time where you'd be like, well, let's do it maybe Thursday at 2 a.m. If everybody wants to meet together, I'm free then. We're like, yeah, okay, sure.
I just
sure.
pick it. I just
Yeah.
pick a day.
Yeah.
all right. Check us out on Facebook.
Facebook. Make sure you're checking us out on YouTube. And I don't have my little sheet. I used to run down this thing, man. I don't
I
have
thought
my
you were
little
gonna
things here. So
totally-
I'm gonna try to do it. I'm gonna try to do the best I can. All right. So if you're looking for us, make sure that you find us on any place that you view podcasts. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Google Podcasts. We're on iHeartRadio. Everything of that nature. Also, you can check us out in video form on the YouTube, Mercer Transportation
On
Company.
YouTube.
Also, we're gonna put this up on our corporate and our driver friendly Facebook page. So it'll be in the Mercertown Lounge. Yeah, man, find us anywhere. And
Forever.
and while you're at YouTube, make sure that you hit the subscribe button, so that way you can get notified anytime we release a podcast or any sort of video about the Mercer culture.
Yep.
Good stuff. Good stuff,
No
Roger.
Mercer.
Yeah.
Yeah, off the cuff.
Way to do it,
And,
man.
Yeah.
You
Last
still-
thing is gratitude.
Yes. Thank you
Always.
all for everything you do.
Yep.
Stay safe.
You know what? I'm
too.
going to go ahead and say it. I love trucking and I love truck drivers. And man, none of our jobs are perfect all the time, but I work in the best industry with some of the best people. Michael Dorsey is a great example.
Absolutely.
But man, I've met so many folks just like this guy that are just great people. And I feel really fortunate to be in trucking for as long as I have. Just regular good people
Yeah.
that make up this industry.
I say it all the
And I
time. We don't
love
have a
it, and I
job.
love
We don't
our
have a job without
drivers.
them. Yeah. We
So
don't have a
thank
job
Good
without
stuff.
you. Yeah.
Please stay safe. Please, please, please stay safe out there. We love all you all. I'm going to go watch some trucker movies so I can have something to talk about next time we talk about
Still
this.
Cowboy.
You're not going to go
I
watch
challenge,
you're not-
I
you're not-
challenge all
you're
of
not.
you
Just-
guys
it's
to
okay, though.
at
It's okay.
least go
Sorry.
jump on YouTube, check out some Still Cowboy clips.
Check out some of the
Um,
movies
it
that
was
we
so
said.
much fun.
Yeah.
We want to
They're
know
all
how
good.
you rank the movies that we said, and then on top of that,
We already
if you
talked
got
about
Give us
the
some
goat.
good
if you got
ones.
something better than that, yeah, we agreed. Smokey and Bandits number
Smokey
one,
and
right?
Bandits.
Smokey
go.
and the Band.
All right.
You know, I'd
number
say
one.
there's
Okay.
there's some
All right.
guys that would challenge you with Convoy.
I can see that.
The
We'd
old
love
rubber
to hear
duck.
it.
Yeah.
We'd
We
love to
didn't
hear
even
it.
talk
Yep.
about the rubber
So,
duck today. So
Yep.
maybe we revisit trucking movies.
Yeah, we'll see
later
what
on.
everybody
Not
comes
just
up with,
truck
and then
scenes, but,
And if you're out there and you have any sort of ideas, or if you got some things that you want, some topics that you want us to talk about, feel free to put them in the comments, man, because we always are looking for inspiration. So, and we want to hear from you. So,
hey, if you're a Mercer owner operator and you want to come on the show,
yeah, let us know.
let us know, man. We'll
hit
get you in here.
me or Roderick up, and we'll see if we can organize to like, get
Absolutely.
you on a Zoom or something, and,
Yeah.
and bring you in on the conversation.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't have to actually be on campus. We've got enough doodads and whatnot around here to where if you got a cell phone, we can make it work. So
Totally
just let us
technical
know.
jargon.
You know. All right.
Doodads.
Cool.
Peace. Thank you guys.
Peace, man.
All right, man. Doodads.
All right. Be safe out there.